All right, great to be with you today. And we are going to be stepping into a really beautiful practice around soothing anxiety today. One of the most common struggles that I see in the modern era is that because there are not all of these physiological stressors out in the world like there was in past eras, war, um, you know, threats of animals, all these things of the past that potentially could um, kill us or take us out, basically impact our survival. Well, for a good majority of us now, we do not have to live in a world like that. And so what then ends up happening is that we live in a state of psychological stress that because there's not all these physical threats to our safety, the threats become in our mind. Our mind creates these psychological threats to keep us safe. And so you may have experienced this in your own life that there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of rumination, there's a lot of future pacing, and it really does have an impact on our life. And in in some ways, the the ego or the survival mechanism that we have within us is there to keep us safe. So now that the saber-toothed tiger is no longer a threat, well, we have to continue to look at ways to keep ourselves safe, to keep ourselves in the comfort zone. And the impact of this is that for a lot of us, we live in this constant state of anxiety, a constant state of stress, as I mentioned, future pacing, and it really impacts our life. I'm speaking for myself as well in this. I experience my own anxiety, my own stressors, and it's constantly a practice of just grounding myself, bringing stillness to the body and settling down my nervous system. And over time, it's been a place of being able to practice this out in the world, whether it's been in coaching conversations or conversations with my wife, or even my past background where I was in more of an enforcement capacity. The more that we can be still in our body, calm in our breath, clear in our communication, it really has an impact as a leader of creating the space of really that your leadership, your calmness, then impacts the space around you. So, and just a couple scenarios. I was going to mention this before, but a couple scenarios that may show up for you. For example, you may have anxiety about asking a woman out on a date or asking her for her phone number. You might have anxiety about when your intimate partner gets agitated, or their energy levels amp up, and then you've got to be in that space with them, dealing with what's there. You may feel anxiety when you present to a team of people or maybe a board of executives. So anxiety shows up about how people perceive us. How are you going to do? What happens if you make mistakes, right? So anxiety can show up in many ways, and the list can go on and on. So we're going to play with a couple of these examples today through this visualization process. And the first thing we really want to practice in this, if there's anything that you take away, is always coming back to your breath. That in any of these scenarios, my bet is that what's occurring for you is that you stop breathing. Your breath becomes constricted, and you become tight. And then that, just starts creating a dynamic in your body where you get nervous, you get anxious. And how you communicate from that place can be very excited, very nervous, and people can read that. So we always want to just be able to practice coming back to our breath, to be able to just bring stillness to our breath and recognize that if we can bring calmness to our body, that's like the golden key, so to speak. That's one place of just practicing. So what I like to do in this practice is set up a space for yourself. So I'm doing it here in my office today. Generally, I would go sit on the couch. I might sit on a meditation cushion. I might even lay down in my bed and just get comfortable. And what I like to do is you can have candles set up. You might even play some soft music for yourself. You want to create an environment of ease and relaxation for yourself. I even like to use a blanket. So I've got a blanket here that I'm going to use. Always awkward wrapping myself in a blanket while I'm in my office. But we're going to try this out the best we can. Maybe I'll go around my shoulder actually. That might do it better here. So and the reason for having a blanket is that it provides warmth, it provides calmness, and it provides safety. So what we're going to just do here for a few moments is this practice grounding ourselves into the space. So plant your feet into the ground and just really connect the soles of your feet to the earth. Imagine that there are tree roots coming out of your feet that just connect you, root you into the earth. The earth is a place of safety, of groundedness. And allow yourself to get comfortable in your space. Notice you may have thoughts swirling. Maybe your mind's been racing this whole day, but give yourself a moment just to bring calmness and stillness to your breath. So get comfortable in your chair, in your lying down position. Allow yourself just to feel relaxation. Start to slow down your breath. So just take an inhale in. Release that breath. Take in another inhale and go a little deeper into the body. And release that breath. Just for a moment here, a couple of minutes, just practice breathing on your own time and allow the space to slow down even more. And for some of you, you might want to stay in this exact place with your breath. You don't have to move into the next part of the practice. You could simply just be here with your breath. And this can be the practice for you, simply just to give yourself space and time to slow down and give yourself this opportunity to breathe in a deeper way. And for some of you, you might find the next part of this practice agitating, frustrating, It might feel like a lot. And so don't feel like you have to take it on. You could simply just take the first part of the practice and allow that to be enough. And for those of you that want to move into the second part of the practice as you're here with your breath, as your breath is slowed down a little bit more, I call this the soothing anxiety practice. And what we want to start to do is actually visualize ourselves in these situations where anxiety comes up, where these psychological fears come into our space. We want to allow ourselves to be with those moments and still practice breath, practice bringing calmness to those situations. Because if we can visualize it here in this space, we can visualize it when we're out in the world. So here you are with your breath. Continue just to stay rooted to the floor, practicing these deep breaths. And scenario one will be asking out a woman. And I want you to imagine this beautiful woman that's in front of you. She doesn't know you. You've never connected with her before. She's beautiful. She's radiant. And you're attracted to her. So notice what starts to happen in your body as you feel that. Feel butterflies. Feel scared. Feel nervous. Everything about the situation is telling you to go the other direction. Your breath might be heavy and rushed. And here's the opportunity just to bring calmness to yourself. Slow down your breath, just like we did before. And today, you're going to take a stand. You're going to do something different. You're just going to go talk to this woman. Drop all expectations of how this should go or what this should look like. And today, as you keep breathing, you're going to walk up to this woman and say hello. Maybe you notice something about her that you think is unique about her, or something that she's doing that you wanted to comment on, or just simply that you wanted to say hello. And allow that to be an entry into conversation. Keep breathing. Keep slowing down your breath. Connecting to this person across from you as another human being who desires to be in connection with good men like you. So just imagine that we fast forward this conversation that you're having. You guys are just having a light conversation. And you say to her, I'd really like to go for coffee sometime, or just meet you again. You ask her for her phone number, and she gives it to you. You get her phone number. You say it was great meeting you, and I'll connect with you soon. You keep staying in your breath. Keep practicing that slowing down, the groundedness, being connected to your body throughout that scenario. Just notice what comes up for you as you just sit here for a moment. Might not feel real to you. You might judge that that's not possible for you. Allow all of it to be there, but just keep staying with this breath. And we're going to move into another scenario with those of you that are in relationship or marriage or even divorced. And I want you to picture a time where you're in conflict with your intimate partner. You said something that she disagrees with, or maybe you weren't kind in a moment or empathetic. Something set your partner off, and now she's angry with you. She's mad at you because you don't hear her. When she talks to you in a normal voice, you don't listen. You don't hear her. She can't get your attention unless she raises her voice. And she's angry. Her body language shows it. She is mad. And there you are. You're feeling it. You know you're in trouble. You want to fix the situation and bring these nerves back down for both of you. And so in this moment, notice your breath. Does it feel rapid? Do you feel tunnel vision? Are you at a loss of words because you don't know what to say? So notice that occurring and come back to your breath. Allow yourself to pause. Take 10 seconds, maybe even communicate that to your partner. You just need 5 or 10 seconds just to slow down your breath, to be fully present with her. Start to slow down your breath. Be connected to the space that you're in, to the woman that's in front of you. Just bring love and connection into the space for this person who you do love. Your partner is hurting. She's in pain. And yet your breath brings calmness to the space. You don't have to speak the right words or get this all right. But maybe there's an opportunity to apologize. Own your side of things. Share that you're sorry that this situation got agitated, but you're present now and you're ready to listen. Keep staying with your breath. It might feel nerve-wracking, but keep staying with this centeredness and knowing that everything will be okay. And notice that your partner, she's upset. She says that she needs some space to herself, but she appreciates that you owned your side of things and that you were willing to listen. Keep staying with your breath. two of you will come back together and reconcile. But in this moment, be proud of yourself. Been able to slow down your nervous system, breathe, and be powerful in the conflict that occurred. Notice if you lost attention to your feet, and allow yourself to root back into the earth. Just envision a white space in front of you. Nothing to do in this moment other than just breathe. If you feel any tension in your body, just allow yourself to settle. And breathe into your belly and exhale. We're going to take 3 more breaths. So inhale in and exhale. Inhale in again and exhale. And inhale in again. And on the exhale, just push out that breath. When you're ready, start to wiggle your feet, your toes, your fingers. Start to come back into the room. And you can open your eyes. So this is the practice of bringing calm to our nervous system, to be able to bring breath to our regulation. That the more that we can just breathe, be centered, be grounded, we're going to be able to be powerful in many, many situations out in the world, that we're going to be able to have the courage and the confidence to face the situations that in the past we would fold, we would potentially buckle, that type of thing. So really beautiful work. If you have any questions about this practice or anything that didn't make sense for you, please feel free to comment or email me. I'll also make sure to provide a link in the comments where you can download this video as well. So thank you. Thanks for being here with me in practice, and have yourself a great rest of your day.